Hey guys, today I bring you a review of 3 retro games straight from Spain, released on Steam and Nintendo Switch. The 3 games in question are Livingstone, I presume, from 1986, Goody, from 1987, and Operation Alexandra from 2018. All are made for a computer called Amstrad CPC, a British computer that became very famous in Spain. The first one I'll delve into is Livingstone, I presume, which was originally released for the DOS system in 1986, in Spain only, and on the Amstrad CPC in 1987, also in Spain only. In Spain it is called Livingstone Supongo, and even had a sequel, called Livingstone Supongo 2, in 1989. I managed to find 8 versions of the Livingstone Supongo, and the Amstrad CPC version even has good graphics when compared to the other versions. You open the game, and after the opening is over, you can see that the menu is 3D, similar to the Sega collection, called Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Classics. In the menu you have access to achievements, options, instructions, and extras of Livingstone Supongo. One thing I found curious about the credits is that the game had support from the Spanish government. You can change the screen format, and add filters, like bilinear and one that simulates the static of an old television. You have 2 choices: play like old times, i.e. no save states, or play with save states. Older games used to be harder to increase playtime, due to the limitations of the time. This game is no different. The games in this trilogy, I won't say much about them, because I intend to make a video walkthrough of the 3 soon. In a nutshell, you are David Livingstone, a British missionary and explorer best known for being one of the first Europeans to explore the interior of Africa. Such a man did exist, and the name of the game is a reference to a famous quote from a journalist after meeting Livingstone. Your arsenal of weapons is a boomerang, arrows, grenades, and a stick you can jump with. Also, you can inflict punches on your enemies, but it's not that useful, being the least effective weapon you can use. Gameplay is almost always associated with Goody, however Livingstone Supongo is 1 year older. This game is amazing, but you will suffer a lot if you want to beat it. Now, it's Goody's turn. Originally released for DOS, in 1987, Goody had no official sequels, but there were fan games, such as Goody, El Regreso, from 2022, and Goody Returns, for Java cell phones, and I couldn't find the date. In all, I managed to find 6 official versions, not counting a remake made by a fan in 2004. Among the 6 versions, the one that stands out the most is the Amstrad CPC version, which happens to be the one I will review. The same features of Livingstone Supongo are present, but the menu is all related to Goody, such as poster, brick, cigarette, and so on. The instructions look like one of those police investigation files. It also includes the extras. Same filters and screen formats as Livingstone Supongo, and even has 2 game options, with or without save state. As I mentioned before, this game is almost always associated with Livingstone Supongo, because they are from the same era, both are from Spain, and have similar gameplay. That is, it is a difficult game. In Goody, you're a thief and you're going to break into a Spanish bank. Until you reach the bank, you have to prepare yourself by buying the necessary equipment, such as torches, pincers, and ladders. His default weapon is a brick, and like Livingstone Supongo, the brick will be thrown harder if you hold the button down longer. Your enemies are policemen, guerrillas, kung fu experts, women sweeping the street, paper airplanes, and other hazards. It's a puzzle platformer where you have to use the right object in the right place to advance in the game, much like Jet Set Willy, a ZX Spectrum game that may have inspired Goody. It's considered a Spanish classic and I think it's easier to play than Livingstone Supongo, but it's still a tough game. And the last game I'm going to talk about is Operation Alexandra. Spanish game released in 2018, being a homebrew, that is, a new game that was made for an old system. In the same style, different scenario, but now, the instructions are more than 1 page, like a PDF. And the extras have more content than Livingstone Supongo and Goody.
Alexandra Land, February 16, 1976.
Basically C5, basically C5, answer please. Hi miss, Mikhail is listening. Misha, how is everything out there? Everything is quiet. And cold, really cold. Well, you know, there are lucky ones, drinking hot coffee and playing cards with friends, and the riches, who have to petrol at minus 23 below zero. That's life, comrade. Very funny. I can't even feel my bones. Listen, Misha, we have picked up a very strange signal a couple of kilometers northwest of your position. Do you think you could go and have a look? It may be an echo of our own emissions, but you know, the protocol. No problem, but leave some hot coffee for me. I'll be back in a few minutes. Over and out.
Crunching, please wait.
Operation Alexandra takes place inside an abandoned base in Alexandra Land, within the Arctic Circle, inhabited by unknown beings. The protagonist is called Mikhail, a Soviet soldier, who must use his skills to fight enemies and his intelligence to proceed to the depths of the base and unravel the mysteries that it hides. The Nazi base did exist, in Alexandra Land. The base was built in 1942, the year after Hitler invaded Russia. It was primarily used as a tactical weather station. And the base was abandoned when the scientists there were poisoned by polar bear meat in 1944 and had to be rescued by a German submarine. It has been rediscovered 72 years later and more than 500 objects have been found, including a batch of well-preserved documents. In terms of gameplay, it has the best controls of the 3 games. This must be due to the fact that it is new and they have already discovered better ways to program in Amstrad CPC. Unlike the other 2 games, this one has a balanced difficulty, and is certainly the highlight of the trilogy. A curiosity fact before the verdict. The trilogy took a long time to launch, something like 2 years. And I'm going to say something that I'm not sure about, but I think it was for one game in question that delayed development. This game that is not included is one of the most famous Spanish retro games of all. For one reason or another, it's not included, but you can still get it for free if you play on Steam. I won't go into too much depth on this since most of the review is written. For me, the only serious problems are the extras, manuals, and the absence of other versions, as it would be really cool to have not only Amstrad CPC versions, but also DOS, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64 and so on. And then, is it worth it? In my opinion, yes. I recommend all 3 games for those who like retro games, and also for those who want to know more about retro games. You don't even need to like old games to like Operation Alexandra. So yes, I highly recommend this trilogy.